We're going to jump into a little bit more about that documentation and the specifics of care versus clinically appropriate care versus medically necessary care, and then further subdivided. Clinically appropriate care is the broadest and simplest definition when it comes to, documenting the necessity of care. It's the care that you, as the chiropractor, have determined is the best for your patient based on your clinical judgment, your training, your patient presentation. It's what you think will get the best results, right? And it's really what drives a successful cash-based model, right? We're doing what's clinically appropriate. Where it becomes more specific is when we look at the differences for insurance documentation and for Medicare. And this is medically necessary, which is our standard definition. This is high-level objective standard. This care is defined as the required care to diagnose and treat an illness, injury, or condition or symptom, and it's generally accepted as effective by the medical community. The services must be safe and not experimental and rendered at the appropriate level. Our goal with any patient record, whether it's cash or insurance, is to document that the care we're providing meets this standard. Care can be further subdivided by third-party carrier. This is where the standard definition gets a little more complicated. Some insurance companies, medically necessary means the care meets the insurance company's specific internal medical review policy, which they can and do change frequently. So we will always point you to your medical review policy if you are still utilizing insurance. If you're considering doing the out of network, we're still going to be kind of bound by what that insurance company says is their definition of medical necessity. So making sure that you're always checking. And then finally, we get into the medical necessity for MCOs, or managed care organizations. And this is probably the most restrictive definition that adds further layers of review and approval. Sometimes there's like some back and forth with this, and they're really kind of a gatekeeper to control the costs. So I go through these kind of how care is broken down so that you practice, we need to practice clinically appropriate care, but document it to the medically necessary standard.